Alright guys, alright. Let's jump into it. It is really early in the morning here. It's like 4:30. I haven't been to bed yet. So let's knock this video out and so I can go to sleep. So over the weekend there was a teeny weeny little protest in Australia. And I tell you what, it warms my freedom loving heart to see the Aussies actually standing up for themselves, or at least some of them anyway. Now look, at the end of the day, obviously it did not go very, very well. There were a lot of fights between police and protesters, which, for what I can tell, the police started. They seem to be very, very heavy on the capsicum spray. And we'll break it all down. But obviously the police union has slammed criminal actions of Melbourne anti-lockdown protesters. Yes, that's it. In Australia, it is now criminal for you to protest your government, apparently. Welcome to China. Victoria's police union has slammed the criminal actions of hundreds of anti-lockdown protesters in Melbourne yesterday. It's funny, they say hundreds. I saw a report initially, it said thousands, and they downgraded it to hundreds. There was a lot of people. It was quite a trial. It was quite a crowd. And they even shut down public transport and whatnot to try and stop people from turning up to these protests. So God knows how many would have turned up if they hadn't tried to put all these roadblocks in to stop people from turning up. But regardless, 10 police officers were injured in the chaos. Now, from what I can tell, the 10 police officers injured were anything from bumps and bruises to a couple of broken arms and stuff like that. A broken arm or broken jaw or something like that. So obviously the broken bones aren't good. And none of it's good, at least, anyway. But when you say 10 people were rushed to hospital, 10 police officers, like, you're stretching it a little here. Some of them were taken because they had bumps and bruises and that's it. So, you know, it's the media trying to go through and trying to make a mountain out of a molehill. They weren't protest activities, they were criminal acts. That, yes, and in Australia, protesting your government is now criminal. We can't tolerate that, Mr. Gates said. The perpetrators need to be investigated and treated like any other criminals. Which is weird because when Black Lives Matter was protesting, that was fine. So, you know, welcome to the double standard of Australia. See, this is what the lockdown protesters need to do. They need to start chanting Black Lives Matter and waving Black Lives Matter flags. He said police had logically become the punching bag for anger against the government and the pandemic, telling the protesters, wake up to yourselves. Maybe it's because the police are the ones beating the protesters. We'll get to that, don't you worry. You can't explain what must be going on between the ears of some of those people. I would say these people are probably sick of being pepper sprayed, beaten, knocked to the ground, and then pepper sprayed. You know, a whole bunch of stuff. I don't know. Personally, I think it might be that. Let's ask the guy here who got kicked in the head by your jackboot police. Here he is, on the ground. We'll put it on full screen for you. Ow, that was freaking loud. Here he is, on the ground. 3 police officers detaining him. And a cop just decides to boot him in the mouth. Right? Maybe this is why they're angry. Do you think? Or what about this one? Here, an elderly woman gets knocked to the ground. Right? Now, what this video doesn't show is after they knock her to the ground, right? She's on the ground laying. She's no longer a threat. The cops come up and start pepper spraying her. Maybe that's why they're angry. I don't know. Here's a theory. Let me know. And obviously, look, this is just stuff that I'm able to find. Here. Sorry. Here's the police pepper spraying the protesters. Here they are, just all standing there, doing their march. The police is stopping them. So they rush the cops. It's just them rushing the cops to get through because they want to keep marching. Probably not the smartest idea. But what do the cops do? They sit there and pepper spray them as they're running, as they're trying to get past. But you can literally see these cops here. As the people go past, they're not worrying about these cops. They're obviously not there to beat the cops. They're obviously there because they want to protest. They want to pass, right? Let's back it up. Let's watch. Let's watch these cops here, right? Here's one laying into a protester with a baton. These guys here, they're just standing there in a circle. No one's attacking them. Right? They just simply wanted to get past. And the cops' reaction was beating them with batons and pepper spraying them. Oh, but why are they so angry? Why are the protesters so mad at us? All we're doing is pepper spraying and beating people with batons. It's like you don't care. Look, this cop here just sprayed that girl as she was walking past. But why are they angry? Ah!
Yeah, you tough chick, spray an unarmed girl.
Now what happened there was the cops grabbed this guy and tried to pull him back, and someone else knocked the cop over to let the guy get up and go. You see him there, right? He's grabbed him, he's pulling him, and then this guy's knocked him over to sort of get this other guy up so he can go. And that's what they're doing, is they're going up to these protests and they're picking people off and pulling them back so they can arrest them. But why are you so angry? Mind you, he still got arrested. He still didn't get up fast enough, did he?
God, they're gutless fucks, aren't they? Jump on a guy on the ground. Most exercise you don't know all that.
You know, like, but why are they so angry at us? Why are they so angry when we kick him in the face? Why are they so angry when we knock him to the ground and then pepper spray them for no reason? Here's another one. This is another one from the weekend, right? This is more Victoria Police Department. Chasing a guy. They get him, right? They've got him. He's arrested. He's down. So they're beating him and kicking on him and stomping him. Watch when they get him. Here. Right? There he is there, right? He's put his hand up, he's stopped. He says, alright, I give up, right? Watch the cops. Right? This one's come in with a baton, it looks like. The other one's just laid the boot into him. They've got him on the ground and now they're romper stomping him. Like, but why are they so angry at us? We're just trying to do our jobs. Right? Yeah, sure. Here's more footage from the weekend. Right, so guy's arrested on the ground, arms behind his back. He's not going anywhere, right? He's subdued. They just pepper sprayed a grandma. But why did he hate us so much?
There you go, guys. You saw it live. The police got their violence. You saw it live, guys. You saw it, guys. You saw it there live. I've been reporting from the start to the finish. The police...
And that's what they want, right? The police want to get their violence so they can sit there and they can claim that it was a violent protest and then bring in new powers to stop the protest, right? And that's what they're doing. We're not stupid. We know what they're doing. Now, obviously, at the end of the day, I also want to show you this too, because Avi Yamidi has got a video that he's posted. So, we'll post that. And we also have this. Right, so this is the video where the grandma gets knocked to the ground and pepper sprayed.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Benji, get back! Benji, get back! Whatever you...
Now, if we just skip through... Here it is here. Right, so this is the actual whole video. This is what I've been looking for.
Pushes from the distance, look like a 70-year-old woman. And as she's on the ground, they spray her with pepper spray. You can see them getting... She was...
Look at them! They're pepper spraying an elderly woman who's already been knocked to the ground by the cops.
Threat to anyone, let alone...
And then there's this one. This guy's actually mainstream media reporter. Right? He works for the Sunday Morning Herald or something, I think it is.
He just comes at midpoint.
And he's got a lesson to learn that they are not your friends. These cops, these authoritarians, sorry buddy, but you're press. You are the enemy as much as we are.
It's in my face.
They just started spraying everyone. There was so much media there, and I reckon so many people from the media just got sprayed. We're just covering what was happening, and they just started spraying everyone.
Today you're actually working for mainstream media.
Yeah, for the age.
And
Oh, sorry, it's from the Age.
It makes no difference with the police, my friend. They just looked at me, aimed at me, and they just went for it. I worked all over. I worked in Latin America, Asia, you name it. You know what? I've been in Latin America, in Chile, when there's riot police, when they see the full riot police coming towards you, you just lift your camera, show your media card, and they don't even touch you. Here, move, you know, you felt it.
get it. So he's just
Why do they hate us? All we're doing is pepper spraying everybody.
literally targeted the media.
Yeah, but, you know. And obviously at the end of the day, I don't think we've seen this yet. Yeah, we've seen that. Is more footage. Ugh, it's so loud. Please stop. So yeah. So the protest went off without a hitch. Oh. Although, like I say, I am proud of my Aussie brothers and sisters who stood up. At the end of the day, and it's funny, after this, Victoria is now saying that they will relax the face mask mandates. They're claiming it's because we're at the 80% mark. But I don't know, it just seems that after weeks of protest, they all of a sudden want to remove face masks from the mandates. So, you know, who knows, maybe it is working. But obviously at the end of the day, it's not just the average Aussie that's furious. Construction workers have decided to take it out on their unions. And when I mean take it out, I mean they took it out on their unions. Watch this video. This is the office for the head of the unions. Like, this is the CFME, whatever. That this is angry construction workers attack their union headquarters. This is the headquarters for the union. And this guy is literally putting the boot into him. I think they're saying, you serve us, meaning you're supposed to represent us. Now, obviously, this is not the first time the unions have obviously decided to screw over their workers. You're probably wondering, what are they protesting here? They're protesting because the unions weren't standing up for them to protect them against compulsory vaccinations. So at the end of the day, I think these workers have a decent reason to be very furious with their union bosses. And they decided to let them know about it. You got to remember, construction workers generally are big, burly folks, right? They're the bikies, you know. They're the ones that romp up in their trucks, right? They're the muscle of Australia, and you decide to screw them over. How did you think this was going to go? Seriously. So it goes into effect this week if they are not able to continue to be able to work. So they're literally being put off if they don't get the poke. And it's just... This is the reaction. This is how the union bosses are greeted. And I can't blame the workers. Is it the right way to do it? Probably not. But at the end of the day, I really can't blame them for being furious. Where was the unions in this? Where was the unions as supposed to be sticking up for them? And I believe that was the precursor to this. I believe that went first, actually. I put them in the reverse order. So, yeah. I don't know. I think the workers might be rising up in Australia. What are your thoughts? Look, at the end of the day, like I say, you can't blame them. The unions are supposed to be there to protect them. And the unions aren't. So, of course, they're furious. They have a right to be, I think. But at the end of the day, you know, probably this probably doesn't help your case. Just saying. Well, I'm not saying I disagree. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, you know. Although I will think that maybe the unions will think twice about screwing over their workers next time, maybe. And of course, obviously, you know, the riot police was called and turned up. And it sort of all squelled after that. But it's it didn't, the unions didn't come out looking very well. Just seeing if I can find any more. Yeah, that's probably about it. But guys, obviously, look, at the end of the day, like I say, as for the Aussies fighting back, I can't blame them. I really can't. I expected it sooner, but I'm glad my brothers and sisters are finally standing up to the authoritarianism. Is this the right way to do it? No. Obviously, I'm not encouraging people to break the law, YouTube. But at the end of the day, you know, you can't really blame people for being fed up. They got the unions that aren't backing them. They've got to get this experimental vaccine, and if they don't, they lose their job. And then you've got the average people who are fed up because they just want their freedoms back. And when they protest, they're getting called criminals. They've been attacked by pepper spray and police batons for simply wanting to protest a march. You know, welcome to Melbourne. This has to do with all the Belter Road initiative, I believe it's called. I will do a story on that and why Melbourne is spiraling out of control. But the skinny version is that Melbourne CBD and Melbourne's government signed a initiative that was brought in by China where they would be heavy-handed on civil unrest. I think it's called the Belter Road. Belter Road Initiative. So, by the way, this was brought in and brought up by China. So, you know that's obviously a great thing where it starts. So, it doesn't really do a lot to... What's this? So, understanding China's Belter and Belt and Road Initiative. The strategic divide between China's Belt and Road. It's also about motivating the country. Challenges. A combination of strategic and environmental economic drivers is not always easy. This is sort of glossing over it. One of the things that it actually allows them to do is actually crack down on civil unrest. Oops. Yeah, I can't find it mentioned in there anyway. Big surprise. But yeah, it does. But guys, obviously I will be doing a video on that, explaining that later. And it looks like it's written by Chinese people. So, you know. Yeah. Apart from that, guys, obviously this is the end of the video. Let us know what your thoughts are in that comment section below. Obviously the video has been helpful. Please smack that like button if you're new to the channel. Welcome and subscribe. Apart from that, guys, if you have any comments, any questions, any queries, feel free to hit them up in the comment section below. Apart from that, guys, I'll see you in the next demonetized video from YouTube. Have a great night and enjoy.